Thank you very much. And please receive from Undersecretary Delgado her regrets for her absence. She was literally summoned to a very important meeting with the Chancellor Ebrard in Mexico related to COVID-19. We and all acknowledge the context and the moment that we're going through. So please receive her apologies for not being able to join us today. But believe me, Undersecretary Delgado's heart is very close to the ocean. Related to that, and probably on the element of positive news, just to let you know that today it was released a joint statement on the role of the sustainable ocean economy in a post-COVID-19 world from the high-level panel on ocean sustainable economy that I will speak about later in this message. So, as you know, Mexico, due to its cultural and natural diversity, recognizes its role and responsibility for the security of the planet, for life as we know it. This represents, without any doubt, both a privilege and a potential for sustainable development of the country in the coming years. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of Marta Delgado and the Mexican government, it is an honor and to address this audience, especially on a very important World Oceans Day. Mexico is a country with unique marine characteristics. It is one of the few megadiverse countries that possesses littorals in both the Atlantic and the Pacific Ocean. We have 1.5 times more maritime surface than land territory, and it's the only country in the world that possesses an exclusive area, the Gulf of California. As everybody knows, very close to hearts of many, and without very close to my heart. As stated before, Mexico has a high responsibility for safeguarding its biological and cultural heritage for future generations. The country has more than 11,000 kilometers of coastline, where almost 18% of the country population lives in. These communities and their livelihoods are directly benefited by the ocean, but at the same time, highly affected by the impacts of climate change and marine ecosystem degradation, as has been said before. Marine biodiversity and its natural capacity for providing ecosystem services is being affected as a result of several human-related pressures. This unsustainable use of biodiversity and oceanic resources will undoubtedly have great implications for present and future human health, society, and economy. COVID-19 is without any doubt the best example of this. Because all of the above and all of this, it is necessary to implement an oceanic sustainable economy and an integrated ocean management with a collaborative focus based on an equitable distribution of benefits that allows to protect the ocean and its biodiversity, prevents its degradation, and boost the prosperity of the most vulnerable coastal communities on the planet. There is no doubt that we're going through unprecedented times that force us to rethink our future. In these times, we need to think about the new role of nature in a post-pandemic recovery. The recovery strategy for everyone's benefit must aim for environmental and social sustainability at a long term. In this sense, it is vital to see the oceans as a solution for the ongoing crisis. The ocean can be an indispensable resource for guaranteeing food security, providing jobs, and boosting the world's economy. The ocean produces oxygen, stores carbon, health, produces food and medicines, offers space for economic activities, generates jobs, and facilitates international commerce and product transport. The ocean is critically important to our global economy. Collectively, it is estimated that the ocean-based industries and activities contribute hundreds of millions of jobs, approximately 2.5 trillion of the global economy each year, making it the world's 7th largest economy when compared with national gross domestic products. The ocean is on the front lines of the battle against climate change. It already has absorbed 93% of the heat trapped by human-generated carbon dioxide emissions. It absorbs from 25 to 30% of annual carbon dioxide emissions that would otherwise remain in the atmosphere and increase global warming. Yet, it has become a victim of climate change, putting everyone at risk. Actually, a new report of the high-level panel for a sustainable ocean economy states that the ocean could help reduce as much as 1/5 of the greenhouse gas emissions needed for 2050 in order to reduce global temperature rise below 1.5 Celsius. Additionally, marine and coastal tourism was the second largest ocean-related economy sector in 2010, next to offshore oil and gas. Ocean tourism is projected to be the top contributor of ocean industries by 2030 in terms of production value, when it will account for 26% of the ocean-based economy, compared with the 21% for oil and gas. Ocean tourism global direct value added was estimated at 390 billion in 2010, directly providing 7 million full jobs. In addition, the ocean is a source of recreation for millions of people in the developed and developing world. Furthermore, the ocean can provide up to 6 times more food than in the present, which will represent more than 2/3 the animal protein needed to feed the future world population. Mexico is proud to be part of the high-level panel for a sustainable ocean economy and committed to invest in nature-based solutions to protect and restore our ecosystems to increase its resilience to the effects of climate change. The Ocean Panel is a unique initiative of 14 serving heads of government committed to catalyzing bold, pragmatic solutions for ocean health and wealth that support sustainable development goals and build a better future for people on the planet. The panel is supported by an expert group, an advisory group, and a secretariat. Together, these countries comprise 30% of the world coastlines and exclusive economic zones, and 20% of all the fisheries and shipping fleets. By working with governments, experts, and stakeholders from around the world, the Ocean Panel aims to promote solutions in order to achieve a sustainable ocean economy, as well as a new relation among people and the ocean that allows to protect effectively, produce sustainably, and prosper equitably. The Ocean Panel has commissioned a series of blue papers to explore pressing challenges at the nexus of the ocean and the economy. These papers summarize the latest science and state-of-the-art thinking about innovative ocean solutions in the technology, policy, governance, and finance realms that can help accelerate and move into a more sustainable and prosperous relationship with the ocean. At the UN General Assembly last September, and in particular at the launch of the climate change report from the high-level panel, our Ministry for Foreign Affairs, Marcelo Ebrard, announced 2 relevant commitments of Mexico regarding the Ocean Panel. Giving a priority to local coastal communities and making sure that the ocean ecosystem services continue to be a source of well-being and resilience. First commitment was related to the expansion and strengthening the effectiveness of our fishing refugee areas, which are a very important tool for achieving sustainable marine ecosystems and coastal communities. These areas are perfectly delimited areas that have the purpose of conserving fishing resources and contributing to the development as well as the protection of ecosystems. In addition, this will allow local fishing communities to increase their productivity and enhance their sense of belonging to the respective delimited refuge area. They also represent an important strategy for protecting and conserving the marine diversity, including fishing and other associated species, and provide, as you know, important ecological benefits. They promote connectivity among MPAs. And on the other hand, they are very useful for socioeconomic matters. They increase catch, volume, and value. The second commitment consists on strengthening our efforts on coral reef restorations, especially on the Caribbean Sea. I must say that the Ministry for Agriculture and Rural Development, and in particular the National Commission for Fisheries Aquaculture, together with the National Institute for Fisheries and Aquaculture here in Mexico, play a fundamental role as they mainstream biodiversity into those productive sectors. In order to promote a sustainable ocean economy in Mexico, other actions and recommendations from the Ocean Panel and appropriate to our country priorities will be implemented in the near future. For example, we are already designing a knowledge platform which will allow to provide a system for the follow-up, monitoring, and report for healthy oceans indicators related to the Ocean Panel recommendation. It is fundamental to rethink our policies of biodiversity protection and sustainable use of natural resources in a just and equitable manner Otherwise, the ocean will continue to be affected and biodiversity will continue to decrease, with important ecological, social, and economic repercussions in the future. Fortunately, Mexico has the necessary capacities in order to implement an integral and sustainable use of coast and the ocean, including strategies for equitable distribution of ocean benefits. Only this way we will achieve ocean protection and prosperity for our present and future communities. We recognize that there is no time to spare, and ladies and gentlemen, you can count that Mexico will do its part. Thank you very much, and thank you for this brief message.